It's normal for Rockstar to drip feed content, but with the Drug Wars update, it's slightly different in that there is a lot more content to come compared to what we usually get. We're not just talking about a few new vehicles and weapons, and then today, we're going to be going through everything that is yet to release. This update is different because it's broken down into parts. Part 1 is already available, but we're not too sure when Part 2 will release. But with a lot of the content, it's already in the files, and majority of it has already been leaked, so we're comfortable to say exactly what's coming next over the next couple of months. So firstly, there will be new missions. We already have some missions as part of the first dose. There is 6 available, and after completing all 6, you will be able to unlock the Brigade 6x6, which can then be transformed into the Acid Lab, but there will be additional missions on top. With these, they're called the Last Dose. We're not exactly sure when these are going to be pushed, but a lot of players are expecting there to be one per week. That way there is a reason for players to come back to the game. But with this, we do just need to wait and see. All we know is that there are more missions on the way. And by completing some of those missions, it does also tie into some of the other content that we will be talking about within this video. The next piece of content that we need to wait for is a new customizable 50-car garage. You will be able to unlock this at Dynasty 8 and will cost $2.7 million. It will be 5 floors holding 10 vehicles on each floor. This is definitely going to set you back quite a bit, but if you're already overflowing with the amount of vehicles that you currently have, then this is probably a good purchase. But for 99% of players, you're probably never going to need this. The next talking point is a taxi driver business, and with this, there's been a little bit of confusion. Some players have been expecting this as a business that you need to buy into. You buy into it, you then own the vehicles, and you can also do your own taxi deliveries, but that's not really the case. Instead, it's just going to be a new option that you can make a bit more revenue on the side. This will be the taxi business, which is opposite the casino. You do not need to buy it, you just need to walk up to the doors, interact, and you'll be given a taxi. You can then go around and pick up customers and take them to where they need to go. Now, it has already been said that with these, from the taxi fares and tips, you won't be paid much initially, but this is something that will slowly ramp up as you take the customers directly to where they need to be. And if you keep on doing this back to back, eventually it will scale up until you've completed 10 trips. 10 trips is where it caps. You'll no longer get a slight increase in the tips that you get at the end. Instead, it will just remain the same, and you just need to keep this going. There is also supposed to be a bit of a challenge with this, in that if you go too slowly, the amount of money that you can make from tips will decrease, as well as if you do crash the vehicle, so you need to be going fast and making sure that you're not hitting anything. Also, if you get a wanted level, it's over, it's done, you reset back to 0, and you'll need to lose the cops where you'll need to go through this all over again. Well, if you choose to. Really, this is a way in which you can make money continuously until you either stop or you fail. With new content, there will also be a few new dynamic events, and all of them sound pretty good. Firstly, you have Gerald's Cash Dead Drop Collectibles. Every single day, Gerald will leave a stash at a random location. This random location will be shown with a purple blip on the map. If you go to these locations, find the stash, you will be able to get a combination of snacks, ammo, and cash. And what's been leaked so far is actually pretty decent. We're talking about getting anywhere between 10 to 20k in money, plus the snacks and ammo on top. Of course, this isn't game changing, but for it to just go to a location and pick up, it's definitely something worth doing and incorporating as part of your daily routine. Similar to this, you'll also have a stash house. A stash house is signified with the exact same purple blip on your map. This time, it requires a bit more work. You'll need to break in, deal with the enemies, and there will be a safe inside which you'll need to crack. Upon cracking it, you will be able to get money as well as business supplies, and this time it should be slightly more. Yet again, by the sounds of it, it is worth including this as part of your daily routine. And then the third event that will be available is new street dealers. Every day a street dealer will spawn in at a different location and you can sell drugs to them. The way that you get products is by already owning these businesses. With the images that have been leaked so far, your Acid Lab is part of this, but it also includes all other MC businesses. And the amount of money that you can get from these will depend on what's needed for that day. So if the dealer is looking for cocaine more than weed, he's going to pay a premium on cocaine, which makes it worth you having to make even more money. And it makes sense for you to go over to these dealers because they're going to pay a slightly higher price on single items rather than selling them as a batch. Now, in terms of gameplay, this is everything that has been leaked so far. These are all the different missions, different activities, and the different items that you can buy into. Now it's time we start looking at vehicles and some of the weapons. So in Southern San Andreas, there will be 4 new vehicles. The Weenie Issy Rally, valued at $1.835 million. The Karen Hot Ring Everon is priced anywhere between $1.3425 million to $1.79 million. The Willa Judura is valued at $1.25 million, and you have the Karen Boar valued at $1.28 million. In Warstock vehicles, you're able to buy the Taxi for $487,500 or $650. From everything that I've read so far, I don't think that you need the taxi for the taxi business. It does sound like you're just able to walk over to the doors and claim a taxi, but if I'm wrong, you may need to purchase into this. If you do need to purchase into it, it's not too much of a problem because, well, you're going to be making money back. There's certainly worse purchases that you can make within the game. You'll also be able to buy the Brigade 6x6 for $1.45 million. We already knew this was happening because when you go into the player menu and look at services, you can see the Acid Lab and it does say that you will be able to purchase it. Unfortunately, it just wasn't available right at the beginning. Rockstar was really trying to push you to play through those missions. If you would much rather spend the money, you'll need to go and pay $1.45 million for this, plus to also transform this into the Acid Lab, you'll then need to complete missions and you'll need to pay an extra $750,000 on top. If you then want to upgrade it, you will also need to pay an extra $237,000 to get the best equipment inside. It's a very expensive deal, and even though we do now have the option to buy into it, I would much rather players just go through the missions. Under Legendary, there's 6 vehicles in total, 2 of which have already been pushed, so we have 4 more. This is the Ocelot Virtue, valued at $2.235 million or $2.98 million. Very expensive, and let's just hope it's worth it. The Tundra Panther, valued at $2.17 million, the Classic Broadway, valued at $925, and the Western Power Surge, valued at $1.605 million. These are all the vehicles that are yet to come. Moving on to weapons, the first thing is that Rockstar have teased a traveling gun van. Now that is all the information that we have. There hasn't been any leaks regarding this, it is only what Rockstar have said so far. But maybe it will be used to deliver the weapons that we're now about to go through. There are 3 new weapons yet to be added. We have a candy cane melee weapon, a new pistol, and a new railgun. And this brings us to the final piece of content that is yet to release. There will be a Christmas event. For this Christmas event, it probably will be pushed with the Christmas content, which normally happens a week before. And for the event itself, you need to destroy 25 snowmen around the map before the event ends. Doing so will unlock the snowman outfit. And this is all the content yet to release within GTA Online as part of the Los Santos Drug Wars update. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'm sure most of you would like to see this content now, but unfortunately it's just not happening. If you are interested in the content that is available right now and you want the best tools so that you can actually go through it efficiently, then I highly recommend clicking the video on screen right now. This video will show you how to go through the 6 missions as part with the first dose, and also it will show you how to get the Acid Lab and start upgrading it. It gives you everything that you need to know, so if you do want to see that, click that and I'll be over there to guide you through everything.